LeBron James confronted Stephen A. Smith courtside for some of the things that Mr. A said about Bronny James. I'm just on here to tell you that I support confrontation between media and athlete. And I'll tell you why. Because people have gotten way too comfortable on both sides of the table, saying things online, saying things in the comments, saying things on Twitter, saying things on TikTok, saying things on their TV show, saying things on their podcast, where a lot of crosstalk is going on. All the beef is cross-talking. But nobody talks man to man, one on one. I don't think either one of them is wrong. I think LeBron specifically stepped to Stephen A. courtside because he knew everybody would see it. Everything that LeBron does is very calculated. He tried to punk Stephen A. Seems like Stephen A. held his ground. He went on First Take today. I thought gave a very measured opinion about what was going on, with maybe the most important point of his 10-minute discussion about it was that in the end, we're media, they're athletes. It's our job to cover them and not be their friends. I think people have gotten way too friendly in the media. I think the term that the kids use is glazing. There's a lot of glazing in the media now. You want to be their friend. You want them to reply to your Twitter account. You want them to answer your questions. You want to be buddy-buddy. Oh, I love them so much. That's not how I was raised in media. I was raised from the words of Bernard Hopkins. You're not supposed to be my friend. You're supposed to give honest assessments about what's going on. You don't want my picture. This is a job. You're here for work, not for play. So I understand what Stephen A. is saying. Does he take it too far at times? Absolutely. Remember he told Kevin Durant, you don't want to make an enemy out of me. He takes it too far. But that's his job, to take it too far. I think if you're a father, and I have 3 girls, anybody talks about your kid, it's going to trigger you. Anybody talks about your kid, it's going to trigger you. Let me repeat that. Anybody talks about your kid, it's going to trigger you. Someone was to say something about my daughters, it would trigger me. I would go out looking for them. I think most fathers, if you talk about their kid, they're going to come looking for you. It's just how dads are wired. LeBron is in a interesting situation in the sense that his son is a professional basketball player. He's likely responsible for the reason that he's a professional basketball player, at least with the Los Angeles Lakers. That's going to cause some uniqueness in the coverage of Bronny James. So I understand. As a father, you want to be protective. As a media person, it's a big story. And it's going to be covered. And you're not a glazer, so you're trying to cover it to the best of your abilities. More confrontation. Like, I don't like to see Kendrick Perkins threatening to fight Charles Barkley on Twitter. Just step to him. Step to him. You don't have to tell us. Just step to him. You guys in the same circle. You cover the NBA. Step to him. You will see him. You don't got to tell me. You don't got to write 280 characters. And I'm the headline king. I understand you want to use all your characters. Just step to him. on the podcast, and just step to them. As a society, that's one thing that I think that we've lost. We've become soft. Everybody uses their fingers and not their fist. We're a soft society. Sadly, I had to learn, and I'm not a tough guy. I'm not a guy looking for fights. I'm not Jack Reacher. Sadly, I had to learn how to, when people say stuff on social media, to internalize it. Because where I'm from, St. Louis, Missouri, North Side, you call somebody certain words, there's no just ha-ha about that. But when that person has an avatar of a cartoon, lives in Nova Scotia, you can't get all riled up about somebody with 42 followers who has a terrible life, who's not happy, who hasn't been with a woman since 1997. So I had to learn that. But I don't like it. I don't like it. Because as a man, you're told to stand up for yourself, stand up for your family, stand up for your kid. Yeah, step to people. You want to say something out of pocket, you got to say it to my face. But in 2025, everybody want to type. I want to do this. You know where I am. You going to see me. Just go. You got frequent flyer miles. Go where you need to go. But we're not a society like that anymore. We singing "We Shall Overcome" in Congress. No. You don't like what Trump's doing? Go up to Margalo. Hop the fence. Don't just singing. Go do something. So soft. In related news, Stephen A. is about to sign a $100 million contract. 5 years, $100 million. Basically like a number 2 receiver in the NFL. Guaranteed, though. And I just wanted to give this advice to young people that want to get into journalism today. I'm not saying don't go to college. I actually think college, if you can afford it, it's not going to put you in debt for 100 years, is a good way to mature as an individual. What I'm going to tell you, though, is don't waste your time in the journalism department. Find another major, just in case that journalism doesn't work out for you, that you can actually get a job in. Engineering, education teacher, I don't know, psychologist, science, you do the frog or whatever. Major is something you can actually get a job in. And if you want to do journalism, very simple, in your dorm room, in your apartment, off campus, at your mama's house, in the basement. Make your little setup. Doesn't have to be sophisticated. Get your laptop, get your little microphone. Start your YouTube channel. Start your TikTok. Get on Instagram. Get on Twitter. Get on Blue Sky. And just start talking. I'm not going to encourage you to say crazy stuff. But the crazier you say, probably the more popular you get. Get on Twitch. Become a streamer. Drop some raps on SoundCloud. It's more likely that you're going to get your start in journalism, especially if you're a black male, is if you are an influencer of some type. You're a black male and you're trying to get in journalism right now, it's going to be tough for you. The reason is simple. White males are still able to get certain jobs, to get a certain seat at the table, to get their faces on TV, get their faces on radio. Black women, a lot of progression in black women being able to get a seat at the table, get their faces on TV, get their faces in radio and other avenues. Black men, unfortunate, all the jobs are going to ex-athletes. Every single one of them. There's If there's a Stephen A. Smith that's going to happen, he's going to come from the influencer world, the streaming world, the YouTube world, the podcast world. If you just, you went to Northwestern and you got a 4.0 degree, your chances of getting on First Take are low. Now, if you got a 4.0 degree, you have 200,000 followers on Twitch or streaming while you play Madden, then you got a shot. These are facts, not feelings. I'm not happy about it. I don't think that should be the case. There's a lot of talented brothers out there that are dying to get a shot, that will definitely have more nuanced takes than some of these athletes that you see on TV right now. It's just they don't give the jobs to anybody except ex-athletes. If I had to say something to Stephen A. Smith, one thing that he could do now that he has his $100 million contract, now that he has all this power at ESPN, that he has all this power in the media, is that either A, he creates a show or creates a lane where these young brothers who went the proper way through journalism school and are working their way up, that he gives them the same opportunities that he's given these young ladies on his show. Once a week, once a month, he has the power to do that. He may be the only one, to be honest, that he takes some of these independent individuals and give them an opportunity on First Take, give them an opportunity on his YouTube show. So therefore, they have the spotlight on them enough that they can parlay that maybe into some other jobs. That's my ask of Stephen A. Smith. And I don't think that's too much to ask. Do you? If you're watching this, you probably have too much time on your hands, but I do appreciate you. If you can do me a favor, if you can subscribe to our YouTube channel, BSO TV, and our podcast, The Headline King with Robert Littal, and Facts Not Feelings with Robert Littal on all of your podcasting spaces, I would really appreciate that. We're doing daily, weekly videos, insider information, things that you won't be able to get on the website. So please subscribe to these spaces, and therefore you get to see my lovely face on a daily basis.